Good day, everyone. My name is Enki, with Ramviki TV. After some teasing, it's finally time to kill the Tifa gelegt mystery for good. No need for a 3-minute intro, let's just start. Tifa gelegt is an unknown song by Rammstein, at least for the next 10 minutes or so. Its existence is documented in a couple sources, but the exact identity of it has remained a mystery. Some believe it to be a demo version of a known song, others believe it to be an entirely unknown song. It has been one of the most famously unanswered questions of the fan community for many years. Tifa gelegt was first known to the fans by the shortened title Tifa. The source for this was the same concert setlist that spawned the Sonne 95 mystery, though that song is a video topic for another time. Tifa has been the subject of fansite forum speculation since at least 2009, if not much earlier. The popular theory back then was that it may have been a possible working title for Spiel mit mir. And a lot of people accepted this, and at this point, Tifa wasn't considered to be much of a mystery at all. The situation marinated for many years, as these things often tend to do, but then came Flake's second book, Heute hat die Welt Geburtstag, in 2017. On page 193, there is a passage where he gives some details about the band prior to his involvement. I'm going to read to you a translation of the German version rather than the official English version, only because whoever authored that version switched around a couple of details. 4 songs already existed before I joined the band. These were Rammstein, Der Seemann, and Weißes Fleisch, which at the time was still in English as White Flesh, though I had misheard it as White Flash and thought that it would be about nuclear warfare. Then there was also Tifa gelegt, set lower or just lowered, a song that was so named because for this song, the guitarists had tuned their low E string down to D, allowing them to achieve a lower sound than what was normally possible with the guitars. And Das alte Lied. That's a song that used to be called Hallo Hallo. This tells us a couple of things. Tifa gelegt is a song in drop D, a common guitar tuning among Rammstein songs, including the vast majority of Herzeleid era material. Tifa gelegt is also one of only 4 songs that existed prior to Flake becoming a band member. Those of you who were paying close attention, though, may have noticed that in that passage I just read, Flake listed 5 songs, not 4. Rammstein, Seemann, Weißes Fleisch, Tifa gelegt, and Das alte Lied. This seems a little confusing at first, but we've come to the conclusion that Das alte Lied did not exist before Flake joined the band, and this was just slightly weird literary timing on Flake's part and not intended to be part of the 4 he was listing, just a separate thought. We had these 4 songs and then Das alte Lied. The key takeaway so far is that only 4 songs existed before Flake joined, and Tifa is one of them. Now, to connect this to my overall point, we have to talk about the 4-track demo. The 4-track demo represents essentially the first ever recordings by Rammstein, which at the time was 4 people and did not yet go by that name. There's a lot of mystery and contradictory information surrounding this tape and its circumstances, but one thing is known for certain. It was sent out before Flake joined the band. Now, think this through with me. Only 4 songs existed before Flake joined. A demo tape with 4 tracks on it was created and sent out before Flake joined. From this, we can very safely assume the tracklist of the 4-track demo is the following: Rammstein, Der Seemann, White Flesh, Tifa gelegt. But you ask yourself, this doesn't actually tell us what Tifa was. If you remember from the Zadist episode, I mentioned that I had a source from whom I learned so much about the early version of Tia, like the fact that the band recorded a demo version of it in 1995 with programmed drums. I don't want to specifically say who, but I know you're not stupid, so just use your imagination. And trust that I wouldn't mention it at all if this wasn't an absolutely confirmed, reputable individual. Anyway, I also specifically asked about this tape, the 4-track tape that is, and what songs were actually on it, and I did receive an answer, which was Rammstein, Der Seemann, White Flesh, and Jeder lacht. That's my official conclusion. Tifa gelegt, otherwise known as just Tifa, is Jeder lacht. The track list, I was told, was in exactly the same order as in Flake's book, and with exactly the same demo titles like Der Seemann and White Flesh, with the sole substitution of Jeder lacht for Tifa gelegt. And think back with me to the original December 1995 setlist with Tifa on it. Rammstein is the first song, Tifa is the third, and Der Meister comes right after it. And remember what the 1994 concert setlists looked like? Rammstein is the first song, Jeder lacht always third, and Der Meister right after it. The only exception to that is Tacheles, where Jeder lacht was still the third, but Meister was the closer because of how new it was at the time, or so I think. This setlist evidence, the position of Tifa third with Meister right after it, is an additional indication of Tifa's identity as Jeder lacht. And also a pretty surprising revelation that Jeder lacht was still played up until the end of 1995. And I had also heard quite some time ago that Tifa was a song that Rammstein played live, but never released on an album, which of course matches Jeder lacht as well. And naturally, Jeder lacht is in drop D. It's Tifa gelegt, and it is certainly primitive and simple enough to have been one of the band's first songs. The fact that Jeder lacht was named Tifa after its drop D tuning also seems to indicate that it was the first song to have such a tuning. But after all, why call it Tifa gelegt if other songs already existed in drop D tuning? So Jeder lacht was seemingly then their first song in drop D, which would have been significant enough for them to refer to it as that one song in drop D, or Tifa gelegt. With this, we start to get a very clear timeline of what order the songs were written in. Rammstein first, famously, then came, I believe, Jeder lacht, followed by either Seemann or Weißes Fleisch. With the info I received about Tia being the sixth song, then Das alte Lied would have been fifth. I went on to find out that after sending the 4-track tape in to the Metro Beat contest, Rammstein won studio time in Beat Studio, which is where one of Die Firma's tapes was also recorded. This is most likely where the 5-track tape was recorded, with Das alte Lied being the newest song at this time. This is also when White Flesh was rewritten in German, and White Flesh was the only song still in English on the 4-track tape itself. So, yes, it would seem overwhelmingly likely that Tifa gelegt was, in fact, just Jeder lacht this whole time. And Jeder lacht being on the 4-track tape is definitely not small news either, and I'm very glad we can finally put a reputable track list on that damn page. So, since I mentioned it twice, Sonne 95 in this video and the last one, I suppose you'll want to know when the Sonne video is coming. I did learn some stuff about it, but at the moment, if I made that video, it would be too short. So, we'll just see what comes our way in the future. Thank you all for taking the time to give this a listen, and take care.